இன்று தொட்டும் எழுமையும் எம்பிரான் நின்று தன் புகழ் ஏத்த அருளினான். இன்று தொட்டும், today, starting today, ezhumaiyum empirAn, for births together, forever in the future. EmpirAn, my Lord, ninru tan pugal etta aruLinAn, gave me the grace, has given me the opportunity, has given me the blessing to stand and praise him forever. இன்று தொட்டும் எழுமையும் எம்பிரான் நின்று தன்புகழ் ஏத்த அருளினான். He has given me now the capacity, he has granted me moksha, he has granted me liberation. Therefore, he has given me the grace. Now I will sing forever about the greatness and the glory of my Guru. What else is there to speak about but the greatness of my Guru? My Swami is like this, my Guru is like this, my Swami is like this. That is what gives ananda to us. He says, I will now sing about my Guru. kunRa mADat tirukkurukUr nampi enRum ennai ikazhvilan kANminE. enRum ennai ikazhvilan, he will never abandon me, he will never reject me. kunRa mADat tirukkurukUr nampi, kurukUr nampi, Sri Nammāzhwār, my Guru will never reject me, will never abandon me. Therefore, all that I have to do from now on, from this moment onwards, is to sing his glory. I don't have to do any sadhana of my own. The day I became his, see, many times I have told you this, again I will reiterate, sadhanas are for those who cannot love. The Shastras speak about so many different varieties of spiritual exercises and practices. Yoga irukku, dhyana irukku, japa, tapa, etc. are there, upavasas are there, yajna yagas are there, ishta purtis are there. So many such methods have been outlined by the Vedas and the Shastras, and they say do all of these things in order to emancipate yourself. All of that is for those who are not capable of falling in love with the Guru. It is all for those who cannot devote themselves completely over to the Lord in prema. If you can do that, then these are not necessary. They are not applicable for ennai. In your form, you can say ennai. Moksha application form. In the application form for moksha, when you have to fill up, they will say sadhana, ennai. Not applicable. Illa avale potruppa. Avale potruppa. Application form itself will have question 4. Have you devoted yourself completely to your Guru? Yes or no? Yes, then jump straight to you have been granted moksha. No, the next question, have you done japa? Have you done tapa? Have you done sadhana? Have you done this? Have you done the next lump? You can jump the whole section and come right to the end. Some forms you will have that, no? Depending upon which option you choose. You can skip a few questions and go to the next one. Like that, the application for moksha will simply state, have you fallen head over heels in love with your Guru? Have you surrendered completely to him? Have you given yourself over to him entirely? If you have, then nothing more required, moksha granted. இன்று தொட்டும் எழுமையும் எம்பிரான் நின்று தன் புகழேத்த அருளினான். அது கூட, even that is not something I am choosing to do. Singing his glories forever is not something I am choosing to do. He has graced me to do that. aruLinAn. He has given the grace to me to be able to open my mouth and sing his glories. How can I do it? Madhurakavi Āzhwār is saying, even to sing his glories, I need his grace. ennai tannaki ennal tannai ingavi paadinan. Guru himself is saying, Nammāzhwār himself is saying, in a Pasuram, Swami Nammāzhwār himself says, ennai tannaki ennal tannai in Tamil paadinan. In talking about the Lord, Nammāzhwār says, he made me his, And then through me he sang his glories. Avanarulale avanthal vanangi. If you are going to worship him, that is also because of his grace only. There is nothing that we are doing out of our own, nothing that we are doing with our intelligence or our free independent choice. Though his grace is upon us, therefore we are able to sit here and listen or talk about him and to sing his glories, praise his glories. Even that is only because of his kripa. ninRu tanpukazh Etta aruLinAn. Etta அப்படினா to praise, to raise up, to raise it up. Adiyan, the slave has been blessed by my Guru to have the jnanam, the wisdom to sing about his glories. And the more you are able to sing the glories of your Guru, the greater you will also rise. By rejecting the Guru, nobody has ever prospered. Nobody has ever gone up by rejecting the Guru or not acknowledging the Guru. On the other hand, the more and more and more you acknowledge the Guru, the higher and higher and higher you will rise in every field, in every, even worldly secular field of good. If you acknowledge the Guru, you will grow in that field. Even in worldly learning, in a worldly sphere of learning, whether it is your maths or chemistry or biology or English or whatever it is, whether it is singing, whether it is dancing, whatever the case may be, if you acknowledge your Guru, you will automatically grow. This is the law of nature. More so in the spiritual path. Even more so applicable in the spiritual path, because all of those are only adhyapakas, upadhyayas. Ingedam Guru. The real Guru Shabdam can be used only in spirituality. That is why nowadays we have a new term, Sadguru. Real Guru. Sat, true. True Guru. False Gurus. Sadguru is to differentiate between all the Upagurus. Upagurus are there. Anybody who teaches you something is a Guru of some sort only. Another Guru that emancipates you is the ultimate Guru. He is the one to whom you have got to surrender yourself. You can't keep surrendering yourself to everybody. It's not possible. It is possible for you to surrender completely, lose that ahankara in only one place. That place is the Guru. That place where our ahankara subsides is called the Guru. He says, ezhumaiyum empirAn ninRu tanpukazh Etta aruLinAn. He has given me the grace. He has showered upon me the anugraha, the kripa. He has given me the good sense to not go behind after leaving everything aside. That's a problem. You leave all your wealth and you leave all your family and everything and get into spirituality, and in the end you think you have attained something and then start going behind name and fame and disciples and so on and so forth. Again a problem only. Even if you have attained the truth, what is the best thing you can do? You can still think about your Guru and remain quiet. What else is there? See, you were once a child and you had parents who are bringing you up. And then you get married and you yourself have children, you yourself become parents. But still, when you go back to your parents' house, you suddenly become a child. And your child itself will look at you and say, why is father behaving like a child? You are not an adult in front of your parents, no matter how old they are and how old you are. You are still a child. The way you are bossing your children around, they will boss you. Like that, no matter how great you become, in front of your Guru, you are only a child. Not only you are only a child, that is all you want to be. You still want to be the same thing. You suddenly, Guru, go, please come, please sit down. Is that not terrible to us? How do we want our Guru to treat us? Hey, come. அப்படி சொன்னாதானே நல்லா இருக்கு, அப்படிதானே அழகா இருக்கு. ஞானி ஓட்டான வாங்கோ உட்காந்துக்கிறல, ஏதாவது காஃபி கீஃபி ஏதாவது சாப்பிட்றல, அப்படியே. Doesn't matter how great I become, when I go home to my parents, I'm still a child. I'm still their son. I'm still their baby. We are still only that child. Like that, in the previous verse, he's already said, I have attained the truth. Adiyen sadirten inRu சொல்லிட்டார். Sadirten அப்படின்னா சதுரன். I become a chatura. Chaturangara Sanskrit word. அதான் தமிழ்ல சதிர்த்தேன் வருது. சதிரா, சதிரா, சதுரா, சதிரா. I became a chatura. Chaturana, I became clever ன்னு அர்த்தம். I became a ஞானி ன்னு அர்த்தம். I became the knower of the truth. How? Because of him. Anbanai adiyen sadirten inRu. I became the knower of the truth because of my Guru. Appo, since you yourself are a knower of the truth, then I am only the knower of the truth. My Guru is truth itself. You will feel like saying, after all, I am only the knower of the truth. My Guru is truth. He is the Sat. I am only Brahmavit. He is Brahman. Gurureva Param Brahma. Guru is the Param Brahma. This relationship will not change, although yadyapi internally you know that which is him is what is you. Adallam okay. All that is fine. Analum, even then, even when you know that which is him is you, in spite of that there is the sweetness. He is your everything. He is your sarvasvam. He is your everything. And the sweetness and the delight and the joy where you also have a shelter above your head. You have a roof above your head. You don't have to be the roof for everybody. There is a roof above you. Relief. When you become a big tree and so many people come under your shade, but to know that there is a bigger tree that is giving you shade. What a relief that is. Why? Because when the disciple comes to the Guru, he says, I have found shelter. I have found a refuge. I have found a shade. He is so relieved. The Guru is relieved because he thinks about his Guru. I have found shelter too. I have found shelter. I have a shelter. I have a roof above my head. எனக்கு ஒரு சுவாமி இருக்கான். I have a Swami above me. அப்படின்னு ஒரு சந்தோஷம் வரும். ஒரு ஆனந்தம் will be there in the Guru. இதான் குரு பரம்பரை. Unfortunately, it stops at one place. அந்த ஃபலோக்கு ஒத்தரும் இல்லை பாவம். லக்ஷ்மீநாத சமாரம்பாம். லக்ஷ்மீநாதன் இருக்கான் இல்லையா, எம்பெருமான் பகவான் இருக்கானே, the supreme lord, who can he go and take refuge in there? Whose shelter can he take? அப்படின்னா எங்கன்னா he comes back to the heart of the devotee. எல்லாருக்கும் ஷெல்டர் வேணும். Everybody needs shelter. You cannot remain without. You cannot remain anatha. அப்ப பகவான் என்ன பண்றாரு? Aham bhakta paradinaha. I am devoted to the devotee. I am under the shelter of the devotee. Mannatha. அப்படின்னு பகவான் சொல்றான். ஏன்னா அந்த Govardhana Leela, when Bhagavan is going to lift up the Govardhana mountain, when the rains are pouring so heavily, when all the people are crying in despair, Bhagavan looks at all of these people, Mannata, Madgoshta, Abdingra, Ayo, these are the people that gave me shelter, these are the people that are my parents, these are the people that are giving me refuge, how can I not protect them? Abdinna Bhagavan lifts up the Govardhana to protect all of them. So what does it mean? Bhagavan finds refuge in the devotee. Devotee finds refuge in the Guru. Guru finds refuge in Bhagavan. Bhagavan finds refuge in the devotee. What is cycle? This is Guru Parampara. And who wants to be alone? God also does not want to be alone. God also does not want to be independent. God also wants to be dependent upon the love of the devotee. Bhaktangata by Bhagavanum diye idupadran leya. Parasparam, nobody has to be without any shelter, nobody has to be without any support, everybody has somebody for support. Bhagavan has us for support. Bhagavan ka namata support. See, all the gods are standing in the temples. If no devotees go, what is the use of them standing, Chulunga Baba? I used to always think, when Swami used to come for darshan, we used to be so happy to see Swami. But I used to think, you know what, if we were not there for darshan, poor fellow, what will he do coming out? If one day suddenly Swami came out, nobody was there. Nobody was there. Everything was, Sai Hall was empty. அப்படி பார்த்து எங்கே எல்லாரும் எங்கே போனா அப்படின்னு தோணாதோ? Where is everybody? அப்படின்னு. Won't he feel a bit sheep-faced having come on and what is this? Where is everybody? Nobody is around. We are necessary for him also. Otherwise the darshan has no meaning. We think Swami came out darshan. If we didn't come, there's no darshan also. Remember that. It is together. He needs us, we need him. And the support. There is joy in that support. There is a sweetness in that. I have a place to rest my head. He has a place to rest his head. அதனால இன்று தொட்டும் எழுமையும் எம்பிரால் நின்று tanpukazh Etta aruLinAn. Nammāzhwār is saying, I have been given the great blessing to sing his glories. Madhurakavi Āzhwār is saying, I have been given the great privilege to sing my Guru's glories. Namma children, we are given the great privilege to sing Madhurakavi Āzhwār's glories. What is important? Not establishing yourself as some independent individual. As Kulashekara Āzhwār said in Mukundamala, how do you want Bhagavan even to remember you? Abdina tadbhritya bhritya paricharaka bhritya bhritya bhrityasya bhritya itimam smaralokanatha. Appas, remember me only as the disciple or the servant of 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 your servant. Not as some big shot. Kuratalvan, Kuresha. Near Kanchipuram was a village called Kuram, and Kuresha was the lord of Kuram, of the village. He was so wealthy, so rich. So wealthy and so rich that when every morning the doors will open and the poor will be fed in countless numbers. All through the day the poor will be fed, right at the end of it. The big doors will be shut with a clang to indicate to everybody that for today it is finished, it is done, tomorrow morning please come. Abdin or loud clang which will spread over a radius of so many kilometers, because everybody needs to know. They shouldn't start from there thinking this is still open. Adanala, to alert them, it will be shut with a clang. One day, TirukkurukUr, Kanchipurna, he was a devotee who was given the great privilege of doing Alavata, Thiruvalavatta Kainkariam. He would go and fan Varadaraja. Inside the temple, he would go and fan Varadaraja. Kachikivaitan Mandapam. Abdin or Mandapam Irkipo. There is a little Mandapam in that Kanchipuram temple, Varadaraja temple. And in that temple is where the Lord and Devi, Parandevi Tayar will sit down. And Tirukkurukur will go and fan. He will just fan. Once in a while, Perumal will talk to him. Otherwise, Perumal and Tayar will be talking to each other. One evening, when this was happening and he was fanning Perumal and Tayar, so this big clang was heard. What is that? Every night I also hear this clang. What is this loud noise? As though she does not know, she asked. Perumal said, I also don't know. Do you know? Tirukkurukur said, oh, that is Kuresha's house door that is shut, to indicate to everybody that today's Annadana is finished, Narayan Seva is finished. Apriya, does he do that kind of Annadhanam? Does he do that kind of charity? What an extraordinary person. Bring him to the temple tomorrow, we wish to see him. The divine couple gave a command to Tirukkurukur. That night was spent in fanning. Next morning, as soon as he gets out, he goes straight to Kuresha's house and he says, Kuresha, what an extraordinary good fortune is yours. The Divya Dampati, the divine couple of Varadaraja and Parandevi Tayar remembered you and said they want to see you. Huh? Why? What happened? Please tell me the occurrence. How did this come to pass? Tirukkurukur said, it is because of the great Annadana that you do. Because of that, they wanted to see you. Huh? How did that? The disappointment came to Kuresha, it seems. He said, did they want to see me? Did they remember me as the person who does charity? Yes, sir. Did they not remember me as Ramanuja's Sishya? Did they not remember me as my Guru Ramanuja's Dasa? No, they didn't call you by that name. They only called you as the great lord of Kuram. The moment he heard it, he said, aha, my divine mother has taught me a lesson. Here I am wasting my time when my guru is in Srirangam. What am I doing here in Kanchipuram? Giving food to everybody. I will give up everything and go begging with a begging bowl in my hand to serve my guru. Then and there, he left Kanchipuram and went to Srirangam. And now what is it that he wanted to be remembered as? Ramanujadasan, not Kureshan. I am the great lord of Kuran. Adi ahankaram thane varum. If you are remembered like that, will not ahankara come into your head? On the other hand, I am only a servant. Bhritya, Bhrityasya, Paricharaka, Bhrityasya, Bhritya. I will only be remembered as a servant. Because insidious this ego is. Otherwise we will think, oh, he remembered me as this, he remembered me as that. Adala enna moolaki. Who is remembering him as the great wealthy person? Sakshat Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi. Who is she? Goddess of wealth. What wealth can he have that can ever compare to her? But what is she doing? She is ridiculing his wealth. Isn't it? Isn't she ridiculing his Bill Gates? Wealthy fellow. Yeah, Bill Gates, you have to pay a bill to get into his gate. What a very wealthy fellow he is. To even see his gate, you may have to pay a bill. But Bill Gates, if he inquires about you, oh, you have so much money, you're so healthy. Is it not sarcastic? I can count the money that I have on my 10 fingers. And if Bill Gates comes and says, what a wealthy fellow you are, is he not mocking me? Sakshat Mahalakshmi Tayar who feeds everybody, if she should say, oh, what a wealthy man who is feeding everybody, bring him tomorrow, let us see. Kuret Tarwar understood this, the real intent. He says, Amma, you have opened my eyes. Who am I to donate my food? Who am I? If at all I should have a name in this world, it should be Ramanujadasa. Not that I want to be remembered, but if at all I should be remembered, that is the only way in which I should be remembered, not all these other useless qualifications, useless credentials. In Parthi, when some guest speakers used to come and talk in front of Swami, very often the person who introduces them would say, and so is the CEO of this company, he was the founder of that company, he is a great accomplished, but above all, he would like to be known, or he would like to be introduced as an ardent devotee of Bhagavan. Initially he'll be introduced. All this is nothing compared to the fact that I can be his devotee. No matter what accomplishment I have, there is somebody who has more than me. In front of them, this is mockery. This is pitiable. This is shameful. To even open my mouth and say, when extraordinary singers are there. And somebody asks you, can you sing? It's okay. Such extraordinary singers, who am I to sing it? Cricket, you play some cricket. Suddenly Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Purushan, Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, who else? I don't know any other names. Anyway, these two fellows, let us say, these two fellows are walking and they see you. You are playing with your bat. They come and see you. Oh, let me see you bat. Then and there you throw the bat around. Shashtangam Charanagati. Who am I to play in front of you? Will you not declare? Won't you be embarrassed to even hit one ball when Sachin Tendulkar and who is that fellow? Virat Kohli is standing in front of you. In front of them, who am I? It doesn't matter what accomplishment you have in front of the Guru, in front of Bhagavan. What is that? Those are nothing. You do not want him to remember you as all of those. On the other hand, how do you want him to remember you? How do you want him to consider you? He is mine. He is mine. Vidunavadani Yellavelal. And when the aim was there is in the Sainath Jhari, that album Sainath Jhari, there is a padyam. And in that the song goes, it says, all the so many different things that are there, wealth and things, what is the big deal about it? They will come anytime. These things are not important. Then finally he says, if you should have the abhimana in your heart, if you should have the feeling in your heart, he is mine, that is enough for me. ఎంత ఇచ్చినవియో అంత చాలు. విభవానికి ఏమి అవునా వరుదిల్ల. What about great vibhava, great vaibhavam, great name, fame? Who cares? Who cares? What is that? What will matter to me? What will matter to me? அப்படின்னா அங்கேருந்து வந்து வீடு நாவாடு, வீடு நாவாடு, he is mine, he is our அப்படின்னு சொன்னாரு சுவாமி, he is our boy. பொறுமை, வீடு மாவாடு, வீடு மாவாடே, பொறுமை. The acknowledgement of the Guru that you are his. That one acknowledgement supersedes, overwhelms all other accomplishments that you can get, because anybody else also can accomplish those things. Veedu naavadunu Guru Sharanamulya. If he should feel that you belong to him, if he takes the liberty that you belong to him, what greater joy, what greater blessing, what greater privilege can be there? Madhurakavi Āzhwār is thinking that and saying, inRu toTTum ezhumaiyum empirAn ninRu tanpukazh Etta aruLinAn kunRa mADat tirukkurukUr nampi enRum ennai ikazhvilan kANminE. See, kANminE அப்படிங்கிற பாருங்கோ. See, my Guru will never let me go. He will always consider me his own. அப்படின்னு தைரியமா சொல்ற.